Alright, I'm ready to do my test putting the 38 Special against the 380 Auto, against water jugs and wood. And I did the test like this in the past, but I got a lot of comments saying that the test was pretty unfair because I used a 38 Special Plus P, which is very common, and I used a standard pressure 380, which is also very common. So what I've done here today is I'm going to put two of the best standard pressure cartridges I could find against one another. I have the PDX-1 Defender 380 Auto. It's a 95 grain bullet and it's traveling at about 900 feet per second. Ballistics by the Inch had clocked this cartridge at 896 feet per second, or 169 foot-pounds of energy. With the 38 Special PDX-1, there wasn't really a standard pressure one in the PDX-1, but the next best thing is the Winchester Train and Defend, because it is the same bullet as the PDX-1. It's the exact same hollow point bullet. And the Defend version of this is a 130 grain, and out of a 1.875 inch barrel like this, it's traveling at 822 feet per second, or 195 foot-pounds of energy. So you have about 170 foot-pounds of energy on the 380 out of this gun, and you have 195 foot-pounds of energy with this 38 Special round out of this gun. So a difference of only 25 foot-pounds of energy, and I would say that's pretty common comparison between the 38 Special standard pressure and the 380 standard pressure. So it really is kind of a trade-off. You get a little bit less muzzle energy per shot in a micro gun with the 380 than you do with the 38 Special, but you know, you got oftentimes 2 or 3 extra rounds in this versus the 38. So let's get on to the water jug versus wood test. I'm going to shoot in the water jug with the 380 and then the 38 Special. And I have 4 layers of denim on the front of each of these jugs, and I'm going to shoot the wood and see what happens. So let's get started with the 380 first. Right, the Ruger LCP with the Winchester PDX-1 95 grain jacketed hollow point. A nice clean shot. Dead center, right to the denim. Crack the first jug. Here's jug 2. Looks like it came out jug 2. There's a hole in jug 3. Hole out the back of jug 3. There's a hole in jug 4. A hole out the back of jug 4. There's a hole in jug 5. A hole out the back of jug 5. And it went clean through to the 6th jug. And the bullet's inside the 6th jug. And that's what I'm getting. And it's completely clogged the denim, and that prevented the expansion. So let me shoot the wood with it and see what happens. Alright, I would say these are about 2 inches thick of wood. I'm spaced them out about 3 or 4 inches. So we'll see what the 380 does to it. Clean hole through the first piece of wood, and the second piece of wood captured it. Looks like it's probably halfway in there, so that's pretty good penetration. Alright, now I have the Winchester Train and Defend 38 Special fired to 1.875 inch barrel. Average velocity 822 feet per second. So it's a 130 grain bullet. It's very heavy, but it's moving about 75 feet per second slower than the 380 of their respective guns. So let's see. One, two. Hole in the 3rd. Hole in the 4th. Out the 4th. 5th, out the 5th, and we got a clean pass through all 6 jugs with that. So my estimation is that didn't expand. Alright, got a few more jugs up. I'm going to try to catch it this time. One, two, three. Into the 4th jug, 5th, into the 6 jug. We got it this time. That 7th jug was just enough to keep it from popping out. So in the last shot it was exactly clean through. 6 jugs probably is right over here somewhere with the original bullet. Alright, it's the 5th jug, not the 6th. I was thinking it was the 5th. This time we got 5 jugs instead of clean out 6. And we got the same thing with the 38 Special PDX-1. So, 195 foot-pounds of energy on this 38, and 170 on the 380. Either expanded. One's clogged the denim, didn't expand. The other one's not clogged, also did not expand. Good penetration on both. With this particular ammo, and this is the best ammo that I could find other than the ballistic tips with the critical defense, this is what you're getting. And just standard hollow points. Alright, time to test that Winchester Train and Defend 38 Special against wood. The 380 went through the first one and stuck in the second one, so let's see what the 38 does. And we got almost exactly the same thing right through the first one. There's a little bit of a difference. The depth in the boards of the 380 and the 38 is about the same, but the 38 cracked out the back of that board a little bit. The 38 cracked it and the 380 did not. So essentially the same amount of penetration, just a little bit more force with the 38 Special. That little heavier bullet, so that's what we're getting for that. Alright, now I'm going to test out some practical accuracy between the 380 and the 38 Special in pocket guns. By practical accuracy, I mean 5 yards, pull the gun up, and try to hit the target. Not as fast as I can, but as fast as I feel as I would need to in a self-defense situation. And I'm going to fire 3 rounds and see how many I can get on target. Start with the 380 first. Fish it out of my pocket. I got 2 on target, and I actually did get a little bit of a jam here. This is Fiocchi ammunition, 95 grain hollow points. Let me try it one more time. Get it on my pocket. That's all usable accuracy. They're all in the center ring. So even though I had that hang up, this is a very accurate gun at 5 yards. And here we are, just a little front sight picture, 5 yards, the 380. Alright, I'm going to perform the same accuracy test with the 38 Special in my pocket. Pull it out, fire 3 good rounds. Here we go. Shit out of my pocket. Recoil is a little bit more on those rounds. That's to be expected with the 38 Special. And my accuracy is not as good. Here, here, and here. All of these would be perfectly acceptable for self-defense and would cause a bad day for anyone. But I would say with the 380, I was able to keep those rounds a little bit closer. So how about we do some precision headshots from 5 yards with both guns and see which one's a little bit more accurate. Alright, from 5 yards I'm going to try to take some precision headshots with both guns. This could be a useful skill you may need someday. Hostage situations, etc. So, I'm going to fire fairly slowly and try to get them on target. I'm going to start with the 38 Special and I am from 5 yards, so here we go. So we go with the 38 Special. Those were 158 grain. Target hollow points. Right now I got the 95 grain Fiocchi ammo, and I'm from 5 yards with the 380 pistol. So I'll fire about the same rate of speed and see what we get there. So other than those couple drops there, about the same. Both are very, very acceptable for taking that kind of shot. Alright, now I'm going to test the slightly longer range capability of these pocket guns. I have my metal tank that's out there. It's laying on its side, so it's only about 12 inches high, but it is about 18 inches wide, laying the way it is. And it's about 40 yards out. See if I can get any hits on it with these pocket guns. Right in front of it. Got it. Most of those shots for me were a little bit low, but if it was a human target, definitely would have been a hit. Try 38 Special. Got it. Got it again. A little bit to the right. Alright. Honestly, to tell you the truth, about the same. 38 is a little bit more powerful though. It's recoiling a lot more. The 380, you don't feel much recoil at all. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit more practical of a little bit longer range shot. I'm going to go back 15 yards. I'm going to shoot at that target with the 380 and then the 38 Special and see which one for me is more accurate at 15 yards. So I'm going to start with the 380 first. Except for these two flyers, this 3 in the center here are about a 3-inch group, which is pretty good. Let me try that with the 38 snub nose. Alright, here's 15 yards with my 38 Special snub nose revolver. Alright, that first shot was me trying to compensate for this gun shooting notoriously low, so I was tilting my sight down. But when I saw that it was hitting ultra high, I just put my sights on the center like normal, and this is my group here. Slightly larger of a main group, but overall pretty similar, just a slightly different point of impact between the two. Alright, which pocket gun is faster to shoot? I'll shoot as fast as I can at this target at about 6 yards out with the snub nose revolver. Then I'll do it with the 380. See which one's faster. I don't know how many hits are exactly on target. I see a few of them. There's 3 up here, and then there's 1 that's off the target on the white. Let's try the 380. Let's do 6 rounds with the LCP. This Fiocchi ammo gave me a jam. Start over. Let me run that with Full Metal Jacket and see how that works. Alright, now I got MagTech 95 grain Full Metal Jackets. This should work a little bit better. Alright, and what I see there, definitely more hits on paper that I can see that were not there before. The .38 Special, it looks like the shots successively rise. With the .380, they pretty much stay where they need to stay when you're firing that rapidly. However, I would be very cautious about what particular hollow point ammo I would run into something like this. And the next test I want to do is see what the difference is when firing through a pocket. I don't have an old coat or anything, but I have these jeans. I'm going to shove the revolver and the LCP in the back pocket. I'm going to fire a few shots, so I'm going to pull this tight and see what we get through firing through a pocket. So here we go. I think the first couple shots pushed my muzzle through the pants, but no problems. Let's try that with the LCP. So this time I got the LCP, I got full metal jackets just to reduce that possibility of jam. I'm going to put it in the front pants pocket of these jeans. Here we go. I got 2 shots. It looks like we probably got some in the pocket. Well, I don't think it's the pocket. I think it's either the slide coming back causing that or what have you. Do it again. The time we got 1. And what we're getting here is we're having the stovepipes. It's not clearing the chamber. Out of the pocket just fine. The full metal jacket, it runs great. I can say that much. The last test I want to do is just simple reliability. I got 4 rounds of each that I'm willing to spare, so that I have enough, of the .380 rounds to actually carry. But I'm going to fire off 4 rounds of each, just to see how reliable each are. And these are both, Winchester defensive ammo. So the .380 should function fine. But we'll start with the .38. Pretty close range. Reliable, of course. Now, firing quickly with 4 rounds of that Winchester PDX-1. Will we stay reliable, even in this gun? Yes, we will. So even though the Fiocchi ammo was a little questionable, you can see here, accuracy-wise, good, and reliability-wise, fine. Perfectly fine. And one other thing I want to talk about is what I think is the safety of these guns. This gun is clear. There's no live rounds in it. So is this .380. I oftentimes carry the .38 Special, depending on the day, because I'm doing specific activities. When I carry this in my front pocket here, and I do a lot of bend down motions like this, the thing is with a revolver, there's not one in the chamber. It's the next chamber. And to get to the next chamber, a lot of things have to happen, including the cylinder has to turn. And that cylinder is not going to want to turn when there's a lot of force on the side of it. It's in a nice pocket holster. There's force against that cylinder. Being able to get that to turn, very unlikely. On the other hand, the automatic pistol, like this, there's nothing that's going to stop it from firing. There's nothing. If that trigger were to be pulled in there, there is no force on the side that's going to make a difference. So you might get one shot off accidentally. And the trigger pull, even on a gun like this, is lighter than the revolver. So it would be a rare situation for this to accidentally go off. But if this was in a pocket, it came out of the holster, could my finger get in this trigger guard accidentally somehow? Could something get in there? Yes. Let's check out the revolver here. We got empty shell casings, but this slipped out of the pocket holster. Could it be done? Yes, it could be done, but it feels like it would be very extraordinary for that to happen. As we're at the .380 pistol, if you're pocket carrying it, Doesn't take much. That was just the tip of my finger. Tip of my finger caught it. That time just my fingernail. Revolver. It slips off the trigger. Yeah, I would break my nail before I pulled that. So that's why I do pocket carry this when I am doing a lot of work. But if I'm not doing a lot of work, I'm not doing bending down, I'm just going for a drive or going shopping, this is just fine. That's my last point with these two types of pocket guns. And that concludes today's test of the 380 versus the 38 Special standard pressures. What I take away from this is basically the same stuff that you always hear, and it all rings true a little bit. A little bit. Accuracy wise, you know, a lot of people say auto's easier to shoot well. It's kind of a moot point for me. I shoot them both fairly accurately. Definitely easier though, a little bit, with the 380 pistol to shoot accurately. Long range, pretty similar. The amount of expansion with a common self-defense round, not the same. That's what I was getting today. Not incredible. So a little disappointed with some of that expansion water jug test. But overall, I would say they're both pretty comparable. And the one thing that I would leave today with, there's one thing I can leave today with, is a simple message between the 38 Special and the 380 is this. The 38 Special seems to be a little bit more powerful, but it's also more difficult to hit accurately on target firing quickly. The 380 may have reliability issues, and it's a little less powerful, but on average, if you got those issues taken care of with a good hollow point, it's definitely easier to hit on target. Easier, more accurately, and quicker. So that's the trade-off. Reliability versus capacity. More hits on target versus you only get those more hits on targets if you really train, know how to shoot this more accurately. So really, leave today saying they're both pretty comparable. There is really no immediate winner. They're very nice. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and as always, thanks for watching.